What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we get to talk about Telltale games yet again. And honestly, well, at least the beginning of this video, at least a positive. It's not the biggest positive. I want to make that very, very clear as we, go through this video. It was very nice by Bryce over on Twitter, who's just an incredible guy all the way around. But, he sent me a message. He took some screenshots, and I got to say, I did some extra digging. We have a couple job postings to look at. And, just to kind of start it off, I think it's a good sign, right? At least they're hiring. Now, that actually leads us to the first bit of investigative journalism that I think that I performed on this case. If you actually look at it, what's weird is if you type in Telltale game jobs on Google, you go to this side site, whatever it is. I'm not currently in the market for an employer, so I don't know necessarily how this comes about. But there's two jobs, and we're going to read what they are because they are interesting. They were posted 4 days ago and 5 days ago. But what I found to be interesting is they're only on that little site, and that kind of breakdown bracket thing. When you actually go on Telltale's own website and you go on their careers to look at the job postings, there are 0 available. So it's weird. I think it's like Jibo or however you pronounce that website. So you can apply for a job at Telltale, 2 different jobs, higher level-ish jobs, good paying money. And you can do that, but at the same time, when you go on Telltale's website, it's not there. And, maybe at the end of the day, this entire video, right, is worthless, and there was just some sort of weird miscommunication. But it doesn't feel like it, because it was just 4 to 5 days ago these jobs went out. If you click on them, they have actual descriptions. They want actual things from you. They have their little bio thing. That the biggest thing to discuss, right, is they do that cool little thing that some jobs will do or some game developers will do. They talk about how they want you for future projects, including their sequel to The Wolf Among Us. That is the best line, right? When you look at the jobs and you say, okay, well, can you glean anything off of that? Well, the best thing you can, take from it is they're hiring 2 jobs in the last 5 days. And, before that, I don't even know when the last time. I've gone on their website before to try to look, and they never have anything posted. And then you look there, okay, now they finally got 2 jobs. So I'm not saying Wolf Among Us is close or anything, but for the love of God, and thank God, we at least have a little pulse. It's aggravating. It's annoying. I've said before, I'm starting to get more almost aggressive with it, where, look, I'm not marching to Telltale HQ, but the communication from Telltale for The Wolf Among Us has been one of the worst we've ever seen in the industry. There's worse examples, or games that take even longer from the first time that you've seen it to where it is now. I think BioShock is maybe a top 3 worst example. But this is pretty bad. It's getting laughable. It's getting laughably bad how poorly the communication has been. So at least it's something. At least you have a freaking pulse, right? The victim is actually not a victim. He's alive still. And then, I guess, again, the good news is if you actually click on these jobs, there's a little bit more to get off of, where they're planning for the near future with Wolf Among Us 2, and they're also planning for the, far away future, far out future. So one other thing I did, and I think I've done this before, but I don't think I've talked about it. One thing that's very interesting to me is if you start to look at Telltale jobs, you might get yourself into this little rabbit hole. They are reviewed very poorly on, I don't want to say social media, but the Indeeds of the world. Any Glassdoor, any of these sites that you can rate the employer, they're rated pretty badly. Now, I read a couple of them, and I didn't have memberships to whatever the site, so I couldn't read all of them. But leadership, in every one, leadership has been called out. Executives, higher up, saying they're at war with each other and there's no direction. There was one, I think, that maybe 9 people got to, participate in a poll. Every one of them would take a different job if the job just gave them 20% more raise because of the environment. They like each other, but they don't like what the management is doing. And this was 2023, 2022. There are ratings of 2018, 2017, but I was looking at the newer ones. In fact, actually, I think there's some from 2024. You could say, are they almost like LARPers or, kind of fake in that sense? I don't know. These are people that were employed there for a year plus. And it's well, are they going to fake it and then just to leave a bad score? Just something I want to throw out there, where we worry about the future of Telltale. We worry about The Wolf Among Us 2. Finally, we're able to talk about some positivity, but I do want to dampen the mood a little bit with some negativity. The ratings are, and one of the websites puts together all of the gaming industry. They're in the bottom quarter They're in the bottom quarter of positivity and just ratings for their company. They don't believe in the success of their company. They don't believe in the future of their company. They don't like the executives. They'd be easily swayed to get a better job, all of this stuff. So that's something to keep in mind, that when the day comes that we see Wolf Among Us 2, I think we're already gonna be pretty, critical or strict or whatever the phrase might be, right? Where this is an amazing first game, right? At the peak of Telltale, and we need it done right. If we waited this long, it needs to be done right. At the same time, we have potential leads of the studio here, people that make the decision on what this game is going to be like, that it seems like the employees flat out have never liked. So that's something that we're going to have to keep in mind when we see the game and say, are they doing right by Big B? Are they doing right by the Wolf Among Us? We don't know. Honestly, to the point that we're at now, it's just, can we please get some news? Actually, we are so desperate for anything. I think when we get something, it's just going to be flat out positivity. It's been positivity since the beginning. Anytime we've gotten, even me. This is, I don't want to say it's hypocritical of even myself, but whenever we see a picture, whenever we got that trailer, right, I was flat out excited. And I think the wave of excitement's going to hit us the next time we see the game. It's going to be interesting, though, because it might not be all sunshine. And even though right now it's actually no sunshine, because they're not talking to us. It seems like behind the scenes they're having trouble. We assume, and we've been told by leaks and rumors and stuff, that they're having severe money trouble. They also might have a leadership problem. I don't know that for sure. That's just what the reviews say. Who else am I supposed to trust, by the way? Like, these are reviews from people that were inside the company. They don't talk to us. So, like, what do you want me to do, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.